Hello, welcome to How to Play Qwinto House Rules Edition, a game for 2 to 5 players. Now, with this game, you'll need 2 score sheets for 2 players, or however many score sheets you need for each player they're playing, and 3 dice, preferably one that's red, white, and blue. Now, we're going to have some rules. No number can be written to the right of another number unless it's greater than, and vertical clearances, they cannot be equal. The pentagons are special scoring boxes, and that's where they go when you do complete them. They must have a vertical row completed. And the failed attempts are when you cannot make any number, you go ahead and mark an X in those boxes. 4 X's in the game and 2 completed colors in the game. So player 1 goes ahead and rolls. He rolls all 3 dice so you can put this number on any 3 of the colors. It adds up to 8, and he places it in the blue. Player 2 can then place that number in the white, or the red, or the blue. Now, we just made an illegal move there, so I do apologize for it. That 6 should have been red or white. When you only roll 1 dice, you can only use that color. So strategically, sometimes it'll be better to roll 2 or 3, maybe just any dice combination you choose, but only the color of the dice that get rolled can be placed in that color. Now, the only difference between this and the official Qwinto rule set is that in this game, when you have to re-roll, which you are allowed 1 re-roll in the game, and it must be the same exact dice that you rolled. So if you rolled red and blue, you'd have to re-roll red and blue. If you rolled all 3, you'd have to re-roll all 3. If you only rolled 1, you could only roll that color again. In this house rule, everybody gets to use that number that was rolled the first time, and the re-roller gets punished by not being able to use it. So if you end up re-rolling, you can't use the first number. Everybody else gets to use it. I think it makes the game a better game than the mainstream rules and the official rules. So there we just saw our first forfeit. 1 got rolled. We re-rolled. It could not be used. So player 1 had to take a forfeit. If you cannot use whatever number that you've rolled, or you don't want to, you are allowed to have it as a failed roll or a forfeit. You basically give up 5 points in doing that. Once anybody's score sheet has 4 of those on there, the game is over. Now, if it's not your roll, you're not required to use the number. Therefore, you're not required to make a forfeit. In fact, you're not even allowed to mark a forfeit. So don't mark a forfeit unless it's your turn and you must use that number. So there we have a 12. Player 2 uses it. Then player 1 has a place for it. And so we see another 12 gets rolled. And this is overall, it's a really fun dice game. You can purchase this in stores, but really, if you have the score sheet and you have the dice themselves, you really do not need to purchase it. It's something that's available. However, it's a really good game, so if you do see it in stores and you want to purchase it, I would suggest going ahead and doing so. It's not a bad game. It's a really fun game. And this version of it, I think, is better than the official rules, which don't punish a re-roller. Only everybody gets to use that number when the roller is satisfied. So I tend to think this is just a better way to play. So now the game is, once we've filled out a roll, which player 1 is done with the red roll, he scores whatever the last number is on that row. And come in-game scoring, you only get 1 point for each space marked. So it's very important to fill those rolls up. When you do roll the dice and you do get a row that's filled up, that's good. So we just saw some pentagons get scored. Whenever you have vertical clearances, which basically means that 13 blue on the last pentagon, above it is a 12 and 11. You cannot place anything in those vertical columns that is equal to 1 above or below it. That's illegal. You cannot do it. And you can end up messing yourself up in this game pretty easily if you have a place where you just ran out of space for numbers. So you need to always count what you have available before making a mark on your sheet. it can happen. It has happened strategically. You want it to happen. You want to be able to look at your other opponent's sheet, which is open information in this game, so you can't conceal your sheet. Everybody's sheet must be in plain view. And now we just ended the game. White is filled out completely. And so we've scored 13 on that because that's the last number available. Then you're basically scoring 1 point for each space if you did not complete that, which basically means player 2 lost, but honestly, he probably didn't because we messed up that rule earlier, which I do apologize again for. This is a fun dice game. It's one of the best dice games out there. It's everybody's turn, so everybody's always paying attention. So if you want to meet up and play some Qwinto, go ahead and come to the Card Game Meetups subreddit. Put your city, put what games you know, and if you know of any games that I have not demonstrated yet or nobody else has demonstrated and you want to see it, or if you think I might do a better job of explaining it, do put in the comments what game you want me to do a video for, and I will do that one day. Do hit that subscribe button so you'll be informed whenever we release a new video, which is quite often, and hope to see you next video.